Probably have to go through the introductions again. Sorry.
Oof.
Oof.
Well, I don't think we did introductions.
That's because we know who everybody is. All right. And we're live again. Sorry about last week. Had a little bit of technical issues. Sorry that we're starting late. We had even more technical issues. We're starting right back at the where we left off last time, the Halloween situation and everything like that. We're going to begin with introductions and anybody who's willing to recap regarding to what just happened within the last 54 minutes. Anybody who really wants to see what happened at the beginning of this episode, we'll be posting it on YouTube. It's a very small 1-hour clip. Haha, 1 hour small. We'll begin in the red, right below me. He will, in the muscle shirt with the library behind him.
Okay, well, my name is Karen, and my character's name is Seth. He is a rogue ranger, and he is an author, like a rather renowned author that moonlights as an assistant in various police departments, helping solve crimes, reduce crime rates, and such things. He is sponsored by one of the militant families that rule in New York, and he has invited the rest of the squad, I guess, to his penthouse to celebrate Halloween after having such a hectic night dealing with monster candy.
Okay. According to one of our viewers, you are so fucking hot.
Okay.
he's very uncomfortable.
I have never seen anybody do that. Yes, Claw is very hot. Please follow his OnlyFans account. I'm
Oh
just
my
kidding.
god.
He doesn't have one yet. We could peer pressure him into one.
True.
True, he said.
I don't know who Robin is, but mad props to whoever Robin is. We're going into the next in the blue. Boo boo boo. Britton, introduce your character. What's up?
Hi, my name is Britton, and I'm playing Callan, who is a Warforged Wild Mage Sorcerer with just a sprinkle of Bard. So, right now we're at this party with his best friend, and we'll see where that happens.
Alright. Next, in the yellow, half dead in this game, right now.
Hello, my name's Harry. I'm playing the character Jim. He's a human barbarian. Currently, right now, he's gotten he got healed or rather restored from a previous exhaustion level from the previous fight, but he's still feeling a bit tired per se.
Alright. Awesome.
So
And
he's
in
passed
the
out then.
white today, with the curly hair and...
Hello, I'm Lyrica. You've probably seen me around a lot on streams. Hey, Stellar. Axel, whatever you want me to call you. Friend from cosplay days. So I've been around here for a while. You'll see me on a lot of streams here. I think I'm currently in 3. For this game, I'm playing Sunny, who is a monk. Recently started to play with some warlock spells, although I'm not sure she even realizes what she's doing. So that could be interesting. And again, they've just showed up to this post-Halloween party, and she is here with her girlfriend, her date, Lacey, and they are dressed up as a demon and an angel, considering that she is a tiefling, so she has horns to play a devil, which is kind of fun. Yeah, I think that's and in the last hour, if you want to know what happened in the last hour, we've but don't want to watch that stream, we came in, Cal and Eric were talking for a while, talking about their friendship, and Eric decided he needed to be more drunk for this. We're not sure why yet. We shall see. In a conversation with Lacey, we found out in this living room that there is a talking fish, and the professor who we saved previously from a raid. I guess they were hostages, where his wife betrayed him and ran off, and now we don't know
Allegedly.
where she is. Allegedly ran off, and we don't know where she is. And he's really depressed, and so Sunny offered to give him information, or like a listening ear, and Set came in about that time and said, "What, the fish can understand? None of you read lips?" And then picked the fish up out of the water, and it spoke, "Put me back! Put me back!" And yeah, that's about all so far. I think. Does that sum it up? Did I miss
Yeah.
anything, anybody?
No,
I think we're
that's
good.
about
So
it.
yeah, I think
I mean,
that's...
how Callan's just blatantly ignoring that the demon she is playing the piano.
Oh
That's,
yeah, from
Yeah.
like a couple
the
sessions
bone
back. The
Oh yes, the chain demon.
the chain
yeah,
demon.
he's just like not
Devil.
not registering it. Completely ignore.
And it's just a nice, soft, somber music in the background. Which, by the way, I'm gonna sell out you, Karim. 1,000 bits, and we'll do a sexy B-roll of Karim in like 5 seconds.
What?
We'll do it just for you, Robert.
Oh
I
god.
mean, Robin. Yeah,
How
we'll
could you?
do a hot, sexy
How
B-roll.
could
I got music for it too. Like,
I'm sure you do too.
oh yeah, I got music for that shit. It's
What-
just
What's amusing to me about the chain demon is that how many people realize that Sunny met Lacey at the BDSM club because she was one of the what's the word? She was one of the obstacles that they had to they had to overcome in order to meet the main boss.
Wow, calling your girlfriend an obstacle is not very nice.
Well, she wasn't an obstacle.
She was like one of the 3 like guards they had to like.
guards, basically.
Pass.
Yeah, the
She was a
leaders.
bouncer.
there you go. There
See,
you
I
go.
wasn't
I mean,
here
she
for
was
that,
wasn't
so...
she on a strip pole?
No,
No.
no, she was just standing out there in the front with the strong arm man.
Okay.
She's basically just helps run the 6 knocks, which no one here has thought to like, hey, let's just go back to 6 knocks. But
Oh, I'm sure they've been a few times, but we don't have to cover that on stream.
understandable. All right, so we'll begin.
Speaking of which, this is not a family-friendly stream. If you haven't been able to notice that already,
Yeah,
considering we're talking about a BDSM club and drinking on stream. So,
and
if you're
selling out
being
our friends with the
offered
B-roll.
Yeah, that too.
no, he wouldn't really do that. I
I'm
wouldn't
sure
let
he...
him.
Look,
Don't
I,
put it
I
past
know
me.
it's not past him.
Don't
It's not
put it past
him.
me. I will sell out Karim within a moment to make money. Not in a bad way. I would always do it to.
Chill,
I will
we
always do it
get
to
it.
enlighten him, to put him on a pedestal where everybody can just go, damn.
Okay.
Anyways, back before we go with on all this, yes, it's just a nice somber echoing of a piano. Everybody drinking, having a great time, an ambiance of people talking here and there. NPCs that you guys would like to interact with. A fish that literally talks and mouths, you know, things in conversations. The professor himself, wide-eyed at the fact that this thing speaks English. Why haven't we like researched it? And
Well, maybe it'll distract him from his grief.
as you know, anybody can kind of tell he's grieving regarding to like his missing wife. Set, you get his shoulder tapped. Mr.
I mean, I'll turn around.
Yeah, you'll see like and so on, which is the name of the tabaxi. That's it,
So on.
and so on.
Okay.
Yeah. And last name is so forth.
And so on and so forth.
Tapping is like so for that one outfit that you commissioned me for about a couple weeks ago, it'll be ready within like tomorrow.
Oh, excellent. I was wondering how that would be. See, I didn't want to hurry you. I know that an artist needs their work
Please, I'm a
to be
professional.
perfect. Yes, I
Everybody
understand
needs their
that.
time,
I
yeah.
am so far very pleased with everything you provided me.
Hmm.
And to use very fine materials as well.
Yes, I've been noticing that you've been coming back with a lot of rips and tears in your uniform.
Well, as you know, my current workplace is a little messy.
Would you
And
like
so-
it if I start reinforcing half of your uniforms and clothing with Kevlar?
Well, that is definitely a tempting offer, and I might have to take you up on that. However, right now I believe it's important for us not to worry too much about work. After all, I've invited you here not just as work colleague, but also as a guest, and so I'm happy that you have such professional interests. However, please enjoy yourself. There's plenty of interesting people here, I assure you.
A little bit of context regarding to what you ordered. You ordered an entire suit for Nibbles.
Yes, I imagined as much.
Would you like that to be lined with Kevlar as well?
If it'll give him armor class, I'm sure he
Some-
probably would.
I would. See, like, that's the thing. However, somehow I imagine that armor class doesn't really do much against explosions.
Yeah, if,
Nibbles got his tail singed. I had to, like, give him a little band-aid.
yeah, he's a little worse for wear right now.
He was like down to 1 hit point. A little band-aid does not cover
1 hit point.
Look,
You
he's
can just
been
imagine.
worse.
You can-
I've rescued him from worse situations. There was one time he got in a fight with a, what are those called?
Alley cats.
Well, yes, an alley cat too, but he ate him, so. No, a face
But the
beast, that's
alley
what they're
cat-
called.
The alley cat ate him?
No, Nibbles ate the alley cat.
Yeah, the chief is being a little bit belligerent. Anybody who's seen him at work parties and drunk and everything like that, he's a little open at this point to suggestions. Yeah. So- And you can kind of hear, like, anybody who's at the bar at the moment, you hear Maya going, "Daddy, I kind of want to try some of that." "Oh, here you go, honey. You know, your orc blood, will do you great." And she's like, "Oh, thank you." And, she tries to pick it up, and then Jeeves just swoops it out of her hand. He's like, No, young lady. You're too young for that." And takes a drink of it himself. And as we progress through, anybody else want to do anything? Interact with somebody? Talk to somebody? As the bartender gives Eric a mule. And Cal, do you have a drinking preference of some sorts?
Like a Moscow mule?
Yeah, a Moscow mule.
Yes.
Callan doesn't really drink, nor does he have the need to.
Does he have the desire to, though?
Not really.
No desire. As
I
Eric
mean, there's no point for him to, really.
sips on the drink, you can kind of see like a little bit of flush of red underneath
Already.
already. Yeah, he's just gone.
Such a lightweight.
He's a huge lightweight, such as his father as well. His father, literally, you just see 1 cup in front of him.
That's fine. It's hilarious because they're, orc blood.
Orc blood should be able to help him with the constitution that they have.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
No, anything
If
you
they're-
want to do,
if they're
go
wanting-
ahead.
If they're wanting to do something, like, I don't want to take this over. Somebody else wants to do something.
Callan's just deciding whether or not he should already, take the glass away from him. That's when he would drink. He'd be like, "Oh, I need this." Just down it.
You can't have any more.
Yep. It's gone now. Sorry.
You finished it. Oh,
Oh.
God.
Did you
Like,
take
oh.
Did you take his drink and drink it?
Eric's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Just nonchalantly just took it and just absolutely just downed it. And then set it back, hoping he didn't notice and thinks he drank it all.
No, he noticed. He was like, Cal, those touched my lips.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I mean,
Cal is so clueless.
it's just.
Not like I can catch a disease or anything.
I mean, it's not about disease. It's more of the morality of it all.
Are you calling him deceased?
No, I thought he was worried about me getting sick.
No, no, I wasn't worried about you getting sick. I'm more worried about that. That touched my lips, and then you touched it up against your lips, and
Secondhand kissing. Woo!
Some anime logic right here.
anime logic out the ass. Yeah, everybody here's a fucking weeaboo at this point, even Jeeves.
You'll see
Anime
sat
logic.
across the room with one of those like opera binoculars, just watching.
Watching from the side, yes.
Yes. Should I be concerned?
I mean, it's just, I don't know, I thought, you know what, I can't really talk about this now, but how was work today? And he changes the subject abruptly, and you're kind of aware of that.
Oh, well, it was
Talk
very
about
eventful. Did you happen to see us on the news?
Yes, you were amazing. Everything was captured 1-to-1, though the news was really putting you guys under like a really odd light.
How so?
You know, Broadway PD stops children from having candy.
Ah.
It was a very weird balding mustache man screaming like, you know, these guys, they don't have...
Oh, did he have a weird, like, southern accent, sort of?
No. If we're talking about that guy, he shows up on Fox Fantasy News every once in a while, and, you know, he just talks up there. For all I understand, he just talks a lot of horse shit.
Well, that's alright. Everyone was saved.
That's good. And, you know, the city should be grateful of what you guys do. Saved us from a lot. I mean, you saved me.
I did.
And I never
Well-
really had to, you know, had the opportunity to thank you for that. You know, for being here by my side the entire time, and, you know, being
Of
with me
course.
throughout all these hard times. And I just want you to know that I really appreciate you.
Well, thank you. Because, well, I failed you that first time. And, it was horrible. I mean, I didn't know what to do in a world without you in it.
Me too. I wouldn't imagine a day without you. And just want you to know I appreciate you deeply. And also, when's your damn birthday?
I don't know. You see, time works a little differently here from where I'm originally from.
Ah, yes. Back in the old world, the calendar was very different. Yeah, a lot of people just, at this point, just choose their own birthdays.
It's just on the leap year day.
It's on a leap
mean,
year day of the... Yeah.
I suppose
She's actually
maybe...
4.
I mean, I suppose it could be the day that the rift opened up here.
Well,
Because that's when I was born into this world.
you're right. You're right. Well, I would like to celebrate with you one of these days.
I would like that too.
Aww.
And you see him take your hand. And just holds it. He doesn't say a word. Continues asking the bartender for another drink. And then sips from whatever the bartender goes. And you see his like greenish tint turn to like a little darker-ish red. Whatever orcs look like whenever they're drunker than normal. Jim, you're just standing in the middle of God knows nowhere.
Dozing off.
Dozing off, just but in front of you on the table, you see a couple of things. A snow globe. And
First table.
the breakfast table. That is like, you know, a table, circular round table of some sort.
The one next to me, I guess.
The one next to Set, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I was like, breakfast is like, I still don't know what that is.
Yeah, you see a snow globe right in front of you. It, within further inspection, you notice that it is a motto of the precinct inside of it.
Shaking it. I don't know. I got nothing else. I just start shaking it.
Okay, yeah, you shake it. You shake it. You shake the living ever living shit out of it.
Seth will notice this and say, "Oh, I see you found my little souvenir. Please put it down."
I look at him right in the eye, just start shaking a couple more times, and then put it down.
Oh god. All right, the implications will never be found. And yeah,
Seth will make a mental image of this and just like walk away towards his bar.
walk away towards the bar and
He will pick up a glass and he will just like do the little teaspoon against it, color toes and say, "Ding ding ding. Hello everyone, please I'd like your attention. I would like to say that I want to welcome you all to this year party and well, in the spirit of festivities and for the sake of lightening the mood for everyone, I would like to point out that this is a Halloween party, and I see some of you have not brought costumes, so feel free to peruse any of my previous attires should they fit you. They will be located in the guest rooms on the other side of the hallway. Alternatively, my robot butler here
well, hello,
will
sir.
be... the bartender, I guess, will just wave or something.
Haha.
We'll be more than happy to show you around if you should want to see my humble abode. Feel
He
free to
calls
walk
me a
around.
Roomba on the weekends.
Yes, well, that is what you... I brought you here and I can take you out.
I brought you into this place and I can take you out.
Please don't, sir. I'm very expensive.
Yes, well, I would know that. That artificer was not exactly very frugal. In any case, as I was saying, please make yourselves at home, and he will just raise a glass and drink.
Cheers! You hear from like the entire crowd drinking as the song begins to change on the piano.
Can we
All right.
see from there?
What?
No. Well, I mean,
You
like,
can
I
hear
guess
it.
we could probably see over the back of the couch.
Yeah, you can see over the back of the couch if you're looking towards the piano.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, if the music changes, she'd probably look over and then she'd notice and she'd be like, huh, fancy seeing her here.
She is currently wearing what is the dress from Titanic.
Does it include the Heart of the Ocean?
Yeah, she is. At this point, the piano plays. She is also adding vocals to it as well.
Yeah, can we get a little "My Heart Will Go On" going here?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I love that song.
okay, hang on. Near, far, wherever you are. And I don't know the rest of the lyrics, so they'll go on.
Ooh, she should not take up the career as a bard.
You leave me alone.
Maybe you could teach her something.
Yeah, maybe.
She play it, I sing it.
Go for it.
Sure, I'll kill the music and I'll make you sing it.
Oh god, you were serious.
Oh, you think I was joking?
Oh.
Callan's all the way in the bar, man.
Alright, well,
You have to drag him in there.
Yeah, like, she's just gonna make eye contact and kind of nod and, I guess go back to the conversation at hand. Assuming the doctor could read the fish's lips,
he can't.
go back to... Okay,
He
well,
can't, but he's actually just randomly talking to it. Like, he explains to you, like, the ear was the fish originally. You know, like, if you need an ear to talk about something, the fish is my ear.
Yeah, he just needs somebody to listen and respond, and he doesn't even care how they're responding as long as they're just listening, basically, which makes sense. And she would give him some space, and they would probably, I think they would probably move off.
Well, before you do, you also catch above the mantle a picture. Oddly enough, extremely familiar to you. You find a a pale tiefling on the right, a human woman above with kind of golden wings, wearing a white dress in the center, and to the left of it, what looks like um, a Asian like swashbuckler-ish kind of looking guy, kind of like, you know, his hand on his rapier. The pale tiefling on the right holding a bow, and basically looking like it's a picture ascending to heaven. Right below that is encased in a kind of a open box, a ring right below it in the mantle. That's kind of like the ring around it depicts somewhat of a V-shape wing-like structure in the middle, but it's very silverish.
That's certainly interesting. I think she might eventually want to look at that, but since she either has to go by the doctor, which she's not going to interfere with, or by the tabaxi. I'm just gonna call her the tabaxi because I can't remember her name, although you made it
So
silly.
on.
And so on.
And so forth.
But she would, as she passed by to look, she would kind of nod, take a closer look at the picture over the mantle, and then it's not her place, so she wouldn't actually reach out and touch anything. That's not her way, but she would definitely look closely, look for any identifying things, if there's a trick to the painting or picture or whatever, and then on her way back would mention that she likes the outfit of the tabaxi. She would say so out loud.
Tabaxi will give you a curtsy and say thank you so much.
Did you make it yourself? I noticed that you.
Yes, I'm a seamstress of for those who have great wealth. Mr. Setk has Mr. Hemlock has a thing for theatrics, and so I assist him with his theatrics by providing the main course of it all.
And a wonderful job you do. I've certainly seen some of his flair,
Antics.
shall we say?
Very flamboyant, you know. He does seem to come back with it either singed, splattered. I'm just at this point I'm an overly paid, dignified laundry lady.
Oh, that seems terribly sad, but
That's okay. He's a lot
Bit
better
of
than the
work.
others. The others
That's
come
fair.
back with like weird marks on their thing, white stains everywhere. It's weird. The rich kind of have their own odd taste, and I just provide what they would like.
really,
Yeah.
odd white stains like powder or sugar.
Situational. I'm not obliged to give any information regarding to what my clients request.
Oh, understood. However, at some point, certainly, when I am more settled, since I've just recently moved, certainly, do you have a card or a way I could contact you? I would certainly be interested in commissioning some, well, outfits or sets from you. And she kind of glances at Lacey.
Well, I will be willing to provide that as she digs into like her little, I guess, pocket in her dress, pulls out a what looks like a ceramic looking like case, opens it, pulls out a card. It's very nice, embroidered in gold, and provides it to you. On it, it just says, and so on and so forth. a number on the bottom, an email on the bottom, her fantasy Instagram, and her like Facebook attire and shit.
And being in costume in pretty much all black, probably leather, knowing her, she just casually slips it. She's probably got a corset of some sort on. She just casually slips it just in a little pocket tailor-made right inside and goes, "Thank you for that. I will contact you at a later time. Certainly I don't want to take up too much of your time in this festive and non-work occasion, so enjoy yourself as I will.
Well,
have a good eve."
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day, Miss. I never got your name.
Sunny.
Sunny. Do you have a last name, Miss Sunny?
Unfortunately, I don't. I have taken the Badger name, but that's not my official name.
Sunny of the Badger Familia. Not a problem. I will be hoping for your call.
I've given them enough trouble.
As you move up, Lacey herself is, now has taken the attention of the fish, and now is talking straight to the fish. At which angle do you want to take towards any direction of your destination?
What is behind the couch here in this area?
That is just kind of like a table, sort of like shelves and stuff like that. Like generally what you put behind that.
Okay. So she would, I guess, since Lacey is engaged in a conversation with the fish, she doesn't want to get between them.
Mm-hmm.
But she would go up behind the couch and probably like give her a light massage on the shoulders, lean down and indicate that she was going to go and get another drink since she had finished hers. Would she like something?
I have what you're having.
Of course. And then she'll give her a little kiss on the cheek, and she'll from behind, and then go over to the bar. Partially because she wanted to check on people, and
yeah.
Of course.
Before you kind of move on there, you see a doll with a string on its back.
Where?
Right here, right behind the couch. It's kind of like a drawer area. On top of it is a doll with a string on its back.
Not wanting to interrupt anything that's currently happening, she's not going to do anything with that knowledge at this point, but she may come back and look at it. Did anything seem interesting about the picture over the mantle, or?
Yes. The woman depicted in the picture is the same woman that was depicted in your dream. The exact same woman.
Really? She makes a mental note to ask Set about that, and certainly if she runs into him in the bar, like it looks like he's in the kitchen at the moment, as she goes over there and she orders her 2 drinks, she would approach Set after getting her drink and taking a sip and go, "I couldn't help but noticing the piece of artwork you have over the mantle is very interesting to me. Do you know the history or the mythology about that?"
Set will turn to her, drink in hand. The sunny, wonderful costume. Let me go take a closer look, and he will, prop himself closer to the coffee table mantle, I guess, in the living room area.
Mm-hmm.
He'll pick up the picture along with the ring and say, yes.
You'll pick up the picture along with the ring. The picture's huge, son.
Oh, you said on the mantle, so
Oh, it's on the mantle, but it's huge.
Above the mantle.
It's above the mantle,
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. Never mind. So yeah, he will just motion towards it, I guess. And he will say, Well, if I recall correctly, I acquired this picture from an ancient art tradesman some time ago. I believe this was close to when the rifts recently opened. It is supposed to depict. What was the story? An ancient triad of powerful beings, possibly renowned in the alternate universe. You know how much I enjoy. You will, if you look around my house, you will notice how much I enjoy studying the history of this alternate world, which we haven't been able to visit yet, considering the dangers. But mark my words, I will be there one day. Regardless, if you're interested in the history of the picture in itself, if I recall, I was sold the picture along with the ring, and well, if I am remembering correctly, the ring is supposed to be some kind of heirloom of the woman in the middle, the pale tiefling. Much like you, now that I think about it, she looks very similar. We don't see very many pale tieflings around. In any case, I believe her name was Elpis. Yes, Elpis. Some sort of prominent figure representing. What was it? Hope? Yes, Hope. Not quite a goddess. If I recall correctly, the legend says that she fell, and while people saw her as a beacon of hope, it was more under the concept of a different version of reality. So, how would I explain this? A hope towards change, a hope towards not being ruled by destiny. She was
So a hope of opportunity, possibly. Not
more than
necessarily being
opportunity.
set.
Yes. If I recall, the legend says that she rebelled before a previous order. I cannot quite not recall the name of it. She rebelled off it
Do you want to pick
and
up
was
the card
thrown
and
out
read
because.
it?
Yeah, hold on. Let me pick up. I'll pick up the card next to the mantle, I guess.
You'll pick up the card next to the mantle and read it. So essentially, from the card that you read, is the depicted of the pale tiefling and the human holding a rapier on the side. They were the two heroes. The what seems to be or deemed as a deity of some sorts was the I guess she was the symbol of freedom to fight against what destiny had occurred for. So essentially, that was what you get from the
And
card.
is she the pale tiefling, or is she?
No, the pale tiefling is the
I
one
remember
holding.
she-
Yeah, there's two heroes on the bottom. One that's a human male, looking very like of Asian descent, and the one on the right is a pale tiefling male, wearing black garbs, kind of like a hood, kind of hunched over, holding a bow. They're back to back, the two heroes, and right above them is the deity herself, looking like she's ascending down. From
Now it's
heaven.
coming back to me. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, quite. She was the spirit and personification of hope, as seen by her people, anyways. However, hope was usually seen as an extension to suffering, not as a god.
And
So a freedom from destiny.
Mhm. The background itself is like kind of like an amber like cloud, a hill, and a big tree in the back.
And as for this ring, well, it was supposed to be the one that you can see pictured right in her finger if you squint a little bit.
If you squint really hard, you'll see a silverish golden ring.
Very interesting. I may have to look up this Elpis, you said, I believe?
Quite.
Hmm.
Why don't you take the ring? See into deeper detail. Look it up even further.
Well, it's not my place, but would you be open to me studying the ring as well at some point?
please feel free. He will like grab the box of the ring and just sort of prop it over in front of you.
There you go. And all right. So now at this point, the chief and his son are kind of arguing back and forth between Jeeves. Something about no, you do not need a deck in front of your house. Yes, I need a deck in front of my house. I will make it myself. And the son will argue the fact that the last time he made a deck in the backyard, it was offset by like 2 degrees. If you dropped a pin, it would roll down the end of the deck. It's a very big argument between both drunken father and son's belligerent. Jeeves himself is becoming the wall, the great wall, between the both from going at each other. Every once in a while, he will push the chief back onto his seat and shove Eric back onto his seat. Cal, you are witnessing this as it slowly escalates. Maya herself is instigating the argument, saying, taking anybody's side who sounds a little bit more logical than the rest, like, yeah, go dad, or yeah, go big brother, and shit like that. Jim, you are aggressively shaking the snow globe out the ass, dear fucking lord. And Jeeves is looking over at you with helping eyes.
With asking, questioning, pleading,
Me?
please help.
Eyes
Hit me?
at Jim.
Oh, Jim. Okay.
Yeah. Over across to the living room, Lacey has finished the conversation with the fish. The fish looks very confused. She's over there hearing the argument, and she is also instigating from literally 2 rooms across.
Lacey is?
Yeah, hearing fight, 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 fight.
They don't need the help, hun. I promise.
I see that. But it's just fun. I just like to see two dudes just go at it, you know?
Yeah, father and son, that could be pretty traumatic, though. They could be a bad fallout. Certainly they've had their differences beforehand. I mean, one of them did end up dead there for a while. It could be that we should probably break this up. Damn, and I was so interested. She's debating. So she's going to, before she steps away, I'm assuming Set hand the box to her, or
Yes.
hold the box out to her so that she could take the ring.
He pulled the box out and he's like sort of like holding it up in case you want to grab it.
Okay, then she would take it and hold it out. Like, is it okay if I borrow this? Of course,
By
I'll
all
bring it
means.
back. I mean, you know where I work, and I'm sure you could track down where I live. I don't want to make an enemy out of you.
Believe me, this is nothing of the sort. We don't need to go that far. Besides, it's rich of you to think that none of my possessions are already being tracked. But
I didn't say I didn't think they were. I'm just saying I don't want to be on your bad list.
oh, don't worry. These are all material possessions after all. They all will pass. But yes, if you have
come back to you when the people who own them, who stole them, pass.
well, I don't live as long as elves or as dwarves, perhaps. But yes, assuming I am still around by the time that happens, you would be correct.
All right, so she would. I think at this moment she would hold on to it, but not put it on. She would stop by behind the couch to let Lacey know that they wouldn't. They don't. I doubt they need the help. She was like, yes, I know it's fun, but perhaps I should intervene here. And so she would walk over to the bar and see if she could.
Are you taking the back end?
Yes, behind the
Okay.
the couch.
Okay. If that's the case, you see from behind you the nun. she's looking outside the window, just staring out over like just the view of it all. You know who this nun is? She's just staring at it.
I'm sure I do, but currently there's a situation in the kitchen. When I get back, I will certainly have to have a lot of things to look into.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
As she leaves, Seth is going to sit next to what was it? Her name?
Lacey.
Lacey. Okay. And he will just start a conversation with her and say, "Well, I certainly do hope that she's not attempting to propose to you through that ring,
Oh
because
no.
that would be a very distasteful move."
Oh yeah, extremely. I have to agree. No. If anything,
I don't
would
believe
be
we
the-
have met before, though.
Oh yes.
Have we?
Not
Not formally, anyways.
Not formally. No, I've read many of your books. Hello, my name is Lacey. Let me pull up her last name. Give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry.
Lacey
uh,
Camisole.
No. My name is
Archless.
Lacey Archless.
Archless.
Yes. She'll take your hand and shake it very abruptly.
Isn't she a drow?
She is a drow. Her hair is if you need me to give you
Yes,
a
there's a reason this is a night party.
There's also a reason that she's dressed as the angel and
As
I
the
am
angel.
dressed as the demon, because I find it funny that I'm pale but have horns and she's dark but does not.
She has dreads kind of going down, cornrows of some sorts at the very end of it. She's currently wearing an angelic dress with little tiny fluttering wings. She is also currently wearing the Nike Airs with little tiny wings at the very end of it to match her her dress of some sorts. And she's like, "Yes, Lacey Archulus. Nice to meet you, Mr. Hemlock. I've been a very big fan of your books quite lately. I'm extremely."
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yes, I'm very extremely interested. However, there is one particular thing that I have against one of your books regarding to, I guess that big drug bust detective thing, and how he kind of came through the conclusion of using, finding out this particular type of drug. The effect of the drug isn't drowsiness or of some sorts. It's an upper, not a downer.
Ah, well, you must know a little more about drugs than I pegged you for, then.
Maybe a little bit. I know a few things.
Very interesting. Tell me, what is it that you do?
That is something I would like to keep disclosed
Hush hush.
on the hush hush. But if anything,
Understandable.
I work at the Six Knocks.
Ah, well, things are a little more clear now. However, and I hope you won't mind me intruding a little. If I haven't assumed incorrectly, of course, I believe you are and Snurry are an item.
An item is an understatement.
We
I
are
see.
dating.
But yes.
Officially.
We are dating officially. I have not had her meet my parents yet, but I can't wait.
I see. And how long has this been happening?
Several fucking
What?
months.
4 or 5 months?
4 or 5
probably?
months at least at this point. Yeah, 4 or 5 months.
Very nice. You see, I'm currently writing a love novel, and I am unfortunately reaching a point where I'm lacking inspiration. I was looking towards Callan and Eric over there. He will glance. Unfortunately, for the time being anyways, the shores seem to have dried up in Love Island. So, perhaps you'd be kind enough to enlighten me as to what is it that drives the relationship of what seemingly is a very happy couple.
I would say communication. To be able to tell the other person, regardless of what you're feeling at that time, whatever it is at the moment, not hiding it, no matter how hard it is, and being the other person to either understand and not deflect up against it. That not every problem comes through the relationship. It is more of every outside, you know, standard. Like if I have a problem at my work, I'll generally go up to Sunny and I'll tell her. Like today, Kelvin was being an idiot. He fucking broke the vending machine that we were using, and like he tried to fix it, and now it like rapid fires like soda cans, and I don't know how to fix it. And Sunny will laugh, and you know, she'll understand that it's like something small and not a big deal, and it has no effect to our relationship, but she understands that it's hard at work. But wait, hang on a second. Callan and Eric are a thing?
Well, no, not officially. However, there is certainly a little tension in the
You hear from the
relationship.
bar right now, well, fuck you, Dad, I'll make a better deck than you can. He's like, well, then do it, son, I'll pay for it all.
And just hear Callan be like, make sure you get a permit this time, Chief.
I don't need a permit, I'm the chief.
But you're in a different division.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
If I may ask you one last question, what is your honest opinion of Sunny?
She's very outgoing. She has a very forwarding spirit and is extremely honest. And I like that in a person. In my day-to-day interactions with people, there's always a second thought, a second meaning. But with her, it's just forward. And it's all I can ever hope for and ask for in a person.
Wonderful. Truly, you seem to be the right person for her, in my opinion.
What are you, her dad?
Well, no, but of course, this is something that I will be modeling my book after, and so I must have the correct picture.
I understand. Alright, well, just make sure to add my name at the end of it as a form of reference or inspiration. Remember, it is Lacy, and then my last name is Archles, Archless. Alright, I think
He will, type it down on his phone and be like, I'll be sure to give you credit.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Hemlock. Hopefully I will have a little bit more recognition after this. Well, you have a wonderful day.
You too. He will rise up and go towards the balcony where the sister is.
Okay. You're muted.
Did I reach that argument in the middle of that? So as they're yelling at each other, and Cal says something about a permit this time, and the chief goes, "I don't need a permit. I'm the chief." And she kind of leans over to Sunny would lean over to Cal and go, "You might want to put a reference in for the permit anyway. He'll thank you when he's sober."
Yes, I know. You got a fine from the city last time when he built
Here.
that deck.
In the backyard.
Yes,
Okay,
that
so
deck in the backyard.
You think we should separate him? I got the chief. You got Eric.
Yes.
Sounds like a good idea. And then she'll go over and
Oh,
She-
Sonny.
she's probably got her drink, and she'll walk over and kind of clink her drink against his glass, which may or may not be empty by this point, but she's not counting, and she's not going to tell him if it's empty.
Cheers! Oh, I have an empty drink. Roomba, bring me another!
and behind it, she's like, like, not a lot, just a little. Cut it.
And Callan's gonna take Eric's hand and say, let's move into the den.
as you take Eric's hand. Who's a little enamored at this point. Cooled down a bit, really jumping from subject to subject. Something that he's just, it's not abnormal to him at this point. He takes your hand. You're taken into the den with him. The chief himself doesn't overhear the Roomba itself saying, initializing virgin drink protocol. And so, sorry. And then proceeds to pour him non-alcoholic drinks and stuff like that similarly tastes to what is.
And then she's gonna grab the chief and go, so I never got that war story from you. There was that one tale where you ran off and did this on your own and caught this one person, and I never got the details, and I've always meant to get you to tell me. You want to sit over here and talk to me for a bit? I would really love to hear it.
Okay.
She drags him over to
ping it. Yeah, over there. He's like, oh, yes, the Battle of Brimstone. Ha ha ha, yes. Oh, that guy. Ha ha ha. And then that other dude, and then the archer, and the rapier, and the boom blade, and the ha 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 ha.
And so she'd listen to that for a while and, get him to talking and to get calmed down. And then once he seems like he's over whatever he's was feeling, he's no longer... high. Even though I'm rolling low.
Okay, he's passed out on the the thing. He's just
awesome. That's exactly what she was hoping. As soon as he does, she's gonna kind of loosen the costume because he's still in the pumpkin.
Oh yeah, you unzip the back.
So that he doesn't choke himself.
Wait, why does that have a zipper? I thought it was a real pumpkin.
Oh no, it wasn't a real pumpkin. It was just a felt pumpkin. You unzip the back.
Looks like you failed.
What's your passive perception again?
14.
Okay. You notice that he's not wearing any shirt underneath it, and nothing but his boxers.
She's not gonna zip it down all the way. She's just gonna zip it down far enough so that he's.
But his skin is oddly moisturized.
It's smooth as fuck.
Yeah, but she's not touching his skin. She's just unzipping it enough so that he's not going to choke himself passed out on the table. And then she's going to take the drink, return it to the bar, and then go back to Lacey and go, I'm so sorry for that. I had to take care of an issue. Did you miss me? And then she's going to sit down next to Lacey with probably another drink for herself and Lacey, just in case.
Oh, yes. I had a very interesting conversation with Mr. Hemlock. Something regarding to, our relationship and everything in his new book. He's,
she gives Hemlock the hairy eye if she can see him.
Okay, set with your passive perception, you just feel like a glare drilling through the back of your head.
I'll just give a glance back and raise my glass.
She's like, I hope he didn't say anything weird to you. He can be a little bit odd at times, that's for certain.
Oh, yes. Well, other than that, it's pretty good. So, did you get the drink?
Mm-hmm. And she would hand her the drink.
I would like to explore a little bit, this is Hemlock's house, I wanna...
You wanna take a private tour with me?
Yeah.
So they would go on a self-guided tour.
Self-guided tour. Okay. We'll go back to Cal. Cal, you are currently on the couch. You see the professor at this point talking to the fish. And so on is currently sewing, or not sewing, knitting. Sorry. And over the corner of your eye, as you kind of step up, you see Set kind of talking to the sister. Set, do you want any interaction with the sister at the moment?
Unless Callan is going to do something, sure.
You can go first. All good.
Okay. I mean, I was just going to ask sister, hi, like, say hello and say, well, sister, I hope you are finding yourself at home.
Oh yes.
I would like to, well, first and foremost, formally apologize for the behavior of my previous colleague that must have certainly left a very deep impression on your children. um, but beyond that, of course, I'd like to know a little more about, well, you and what is it that you do for, well, not necessarily a living, because I know that you manage the orphanage, but, well, I figured that it would be nice to become acquaintances with the, I guess, well, acquaintances of my current work colleagues.
Yes. Hi. I'm Mother Linda Elsa. I'm of the Peach Legion Sisters. I thought it'd be a good idea to just come on by to see if I can grab any information from you or some sorts. Um, as you can see, I am a nun of the Peace Legion. Um, just you know, to be invited by the the author himself, Mr. Hemlock, is quite an honor.
Oh, please, you must drop the formalities. There's no need for any of that here. And as for the other thing, well, I am sure that we can sort something out. After all, it's been a while since I've done any kind of charity job, and so I believe we may be able to arrange something. Perhaps we might um, improve upon the facilities that your orphanage currently works on. But of course,
We're hoping for
we will
that.
have to talk. We'll have to talk about that at a later date. In any case, how are you finding yourself? Has the current state of the world been any kind of troublesome for you?
Other than the reoccurring theme of the so-called cult of Vecna being a thing, we have not been able to find any form of information regarding to them.
And what about your children? Well, it is Halloween after all, unless you do not condone those kind of celebrations.
We condone the celebrations. At the moment, the other sisters are currently having their own party with them as well. It's quite adorable. We've sat down with them and taught them how the history of where this has come from, and the originality of it all, and how it grew to be the holiday of what it is now today. And it's we kind of keep our children in high estate regarding to education.
Do any of them are any of them allowed to go trick or treating?
Oh yes, as long as they're escorted by one of the few sisters, yes.
Ah, very nice. Well, I hope that at the very least the scandal that happened not hours from now has not caused any kind of stir in your little community.
No, we are fine. We take care of our own.
That is good to know. As I understand, you are a previous take care of Sunny?
Yes, she was a wild child. Would always run away. We call them runners. After a while,
Runners.
yes, runners. Those who don't stay within the orphanage, they seem to, at any given moment, whenever the opportunity suffices, they run away from the orphanage. She was
I
later
see.
quickly adopted by a very wealthy, well-known gentleman of the Badger familia.
Ah, well, that is certainly odd, though I must be honest, not really that surprising. She never struck me as the clergy material.
I have to agree. No one punches the pews for no reason. And that poor man.
What has Sunny gotten up to that I do not know about here? all I can imagine is her punching the pews to condition her fists, and now they have scorch marks on them.
Yeah. That and the man that needed surgery afterwards. We don't talk about that man anymore.
Not since the accident.
That's since the accident.
Ah,
It never happened. That's why we have information.
We were able to persuade the man not to bring up any charges up against our young Sonny.
oh, well, that is certainly good. We wouldn't want a current police officer to have a record, would we?
Oh, she was very young when it happened. 6 years old to be exact. The man's now
That
missing
is
a knee.
young. Oh. Well, I did not strike her as violent, but certainly unruly.
She laughs like really awkwardly. Violent. And it almost like
She didn't
fills the room that you're in at the moment. Yeah.
She
Violent.
didn't strike me as violent.
Violent.
She literally punches people to death.
Well, sure, but you don't like have a violent attitude about it.
I guess that's fair. I don't know that the mother agrees with you, but
Well, I don't know your mother, so. Oh, the mother.
The
Okay, sure.
mother. She's as I posted up. She is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, that is certainly an interesting tidbit of information. I suppose that helps me understand her a little better. But don't let me take any more of your time. I will certainly contact you at a later date for terms of charity. And please do not be discouraged. I know that there are a few less than savory guests here at my party, but I assure you they will all be in their best behaviors.
Well, today's my day off, so I will enjoy myself. Thank you very much, Mr. Hemlock.
Of course.
And
And
she
he will-
makes her way to the bar and orders like probably the heaviest drink you guys ever have heard.
She needs it.
She needs it. Yeah.
The memories are coming back to
she
her.
like out of context, she takes one look at Sunny and immediately gets like immediate like flashback of PTSD of like multiple fucking moments of where like she had to keep that kid.
You know that video of the dog looking at the cupcakes? And he gets like war flashbacks. It's like that.
Wide-eyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was such a horrible child. I feel horrible. I feel horrible. Sunny probably doesn't even like. She probably walks by Sunny, and Sunny's like, "Mother," and she's like, keeps on walking.
She keeps walking like past you. She's like, "Sonny," and like doesn't make eye contact. But Cal, you are currently right now
Hi.
feeling Eric trace his like actual hand up against like whatever seam lines that you generally have along your fingers and everything like that. He's like,
Well, I mean, I have gloves on.
oh,
right
gloves?
now.
I mean, I guess your arm
Yeah.
or whatever, like,
Well,
kinda
I'm-
rolls
I'm
up your
ca-
sleeve.
I'm dressed up as Roy Mustang. Of course, I have gloves on.
yeah. He's rolled up your sleeves at this point. He's like, you seem a little hot. And then kind of traces his fingers up and down. He's like, oh, you're so well made. One day, I want to be able to create something as beautiful and state of the art as you.
I'm sure you will someday. You're fantastic at what you do.
He has no words at this point. He's like straight up blushing. Yeah. Yeah. One day, I think I might. I've been thinking about going back to school.
That'd be great.
Yeah. After this like whole ordeal kind of like dips down and everything, I'm just hoping that there'll be a day of peace, and maybe one day we'll be able to live our lives and not die.
Yes. once I finally am able to take this cult down, then perhaps I'll be able to rest a little bit easier.
I hope so as well. But other than that, what is Jim doing? As Jim, do you mind if I take over your character for like 2 seconds?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're licking the snow globe at this point now. He's licking it. He's like, ah, tastes like glass. Is there anything you want to do, Jim?
Honestly, at a party, Jim just like he was intent on going home and sleeping. He was dragged out of bed. He is a grumpy man right now.
He's a very
I'm
grumpy man.
surprised he hasn't like found Seth's bedroom, broken into it, and gone to sleep.
Don't give him ideas.
Don't give him ideas. You hear this from Cal? I'm surprised you haven't just broken up into, Seth's bedroom and you're Seth going, don't give him ideas.
Yeah.
He has class.
Yeah, because I'm just like kind of like glance back at Jim, see him licking the snow globe, like.
You're muted, hon.
He did mention that he probably heard that there were costumes in the guest bedrooms, so if he had heard that, he might have just gone back and passed out in one of the guest bedrooms while people were going in and out.
He wouldn't care. I don't think he would.
I don't think he would either.
Jim does
I
what he
honestly
wants.
don't think he would give a shit.
As long as he is not destroying anything, then all is well.
Yeah, we should be okay.
Although I fear for that snow globe.
I would too. And I should have read through the description a little bit more of what that snow globe does. Because dear fucking lord.
Oh, it's not just a snow globe.
Yeah, I hope so. Let's see. Let's take a small bio break as we continue on regarding to this whole session as the DM tries to readjust everything to have it perfectly. So, bio break. We'll be back after these messages.
No messages.
No message.
No messages, just a clock
Just
down.
break.
Just break.
Okay, I can't with Eric. He's so cute.
Can
I
you
know.
do something about it though, please?
But
Alan's so clueless.
No,
You're gonna have to you're gonna have to literally call him out on it, or else he's not gonna realize. I'm over here like blushing for Callan for this like secondhand embarrassment. I just can't.
so adorable.
I know. And Cal's just like, oh, is that a problem? Sorry. Like,
Swear
he
to
just-
God.
Oh god, it's
Like-
painful. It's painful. As a player,
I
it's
wasn't
painful.
around for all of that, but Sunny would totally do something to set them up, and she would be like,
Okay, so, like
if she-
Sunny needs to
if
come
she-
back and just be like it's something, because Calla needs to be like, he needs an aha moment, like, oh, this is what I'm feeling. That makes sense. Yes.
Right, because he doesn't really understand his own emotions, does he?
Right.
I mean, like,
he knows that he has like a deep emotion attached to Eric, but he doesn't really realize what it is.
I feel like she's eventually going to get him to sit down, and she's going to be like, okay, so how do you feel about Eric? Well, and so this means, and this means, and like, give me the breakdown of what would happen. What did you feel when he died? What would you feel now if he decided to be, if he had been angry at you? Like she's just going to sit down and have this long
Yeah.
conversation
Like
with
he
him
needs this
and draw it-
conversation.
and
He
draw it
needs
out and be like, okay, let's get down to the bottom of this. This is defined as this. This is defined as this. Like, how are these emotions working inside of you? What are you feeling, and what does that point to? It points to
Like, he's an intelligent person. It's just his emotional
emotionally
IQ is
stunted.
not high. Yeah.
Well, and
Like,
so eventually
he's a
it'll
lot
get-
better than he was, but like it's still like realizing his own emotions. He's better at like understanding other people's, but he's still working on his
Yeah.
own.
Well, I feel like, and eventually it'll get to the point where he's like, so I like Eric. What am I supposed to do about it? Like, I
Right.
like him as more than just a friend. And she's going to be like, okay, so you come to that conclusion. That's great. That's a great start. Now, let's look at it from Eric's perspective. He's done this. 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 Are you blushing?
Yeah, like I'm literally over here actually. Like I don't know if you can tell, but my face is like red, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I can
I'm
definitely
just like,
tell
this is
too.
like, huh?
Yeah, no, you
What?
were like you were actually just hiding yourself. Like, yeah, well, really, that's very nice.
Yeah.
You're
I
like,
know,
I
I'm
am
just
so
like-
blushing for him.
I know I'm blushing for Callan because like
He's so clueless.
All right.
I know he
so,
is, and it's painful. It is
fun fact
physically
about this: this
painful.
is all currently being live streamed. I didn't mute y'all, so
Good.
But that's great.
yeah,
That's great.
we're going back to straight up like right now, everybody. Let's roll. I wish there was some like really smooth jazz music that's currently happening right now that I can hear you guys go for the stream. If not, here I'll send you guys the link to my party.
Well, and I mean, like, currently, Sunny is taking a self-guided tour. She hasn't seen a lot of what's been going on with Cal and Eric. I'm sure she's aware of parts of the situation, but hasn't seen the little intimate moments that Eric's tried to initiate that Cal is just like, whoosh.
Well, like, and also I don't know if it's just because Eric's like kind of under the influence.
Well,
Like, I don't think he's drunk, but I definitely think that he is like a
Well,
little
and-
bit buzzed.
But that's why I got, like, when they first started the conversation and he was like, I need more alcohol to continue before we continue this conversation, is because he needed the courage. He
Oh,
needed
yeah.
the ability to loosen up and
Oh
actually
yeah, I mean, I know
express
that as like a
himself.
player. I know that, but Callan's like,
But Cal is like, but what does he like? And if Sunny had seen any of this or knew any of this, like, she would also, even if she wasn't there, she would draw the stories out of Cal at some point.
And
Maybe
he would tell
not
her.
until later tonight, or maybe not until even after the party, but eventually they would sit down and she'd be like, okay, so we're going to draw this out. So what did he do? No. I don't want to know what you, like, how you perceived it. What were his exact actions? What were his exact words? I know you have them stored in your memory banks. Explain this to me exactly how it happened so that I can help you interpret how he might be feeling. Because I know you have problems with your own emotions, which means you need help interpreting others. Let me help you. That's what friends are for. So, like, they would have this
because I feel like
conversation
Seth's just like
eventually.
just as like in pain at this point.
he's impatient. He's like, no, this needs to happen, and it's just not fucking happening. What
Yeah,
the-
it's that at this point in time, you're just absolutely fucking aware of like just everything that's currently happening, and every single time there's like an act or a move that happens, and all of a sudden it just goes over one of the other person's head. You just everybody in the
Facepalm,
room
just fully
audibly,
facepalm.
yeah, you audibly hear a slap, and then anybody looking in that general direction just sees Set just like a red mark on his forehead.
I mean,
But-
to be fair, with a passive perception of 23, there's little that I'm not aware of in this room.
Yeah,
There's literally nothing.
yeah.
And I feel like, oh, the other thing that I wanted to note is that in the whole, like, sprint for the kitchen, Sunny would have probably, rather than holding onto the ring, afraid that she would forget about it,
Mhm.
she would have slipped it onto her right hand, probably middle finger,
Okay.
wherever it fit best on her right hand, not the left.
Okay. As you do so, it forms a. Okay. It will extend itself along the body as it forms kind of a tight layer around your finger. Kind of stops being a ring and more of like a plated glove of some sorts around the finger that you place the ring on.
and after this whole situation where she's dealt with the chief and then going back to Lacey, as they're getting up, she probably reaches for her glass and realizes that that's not the way my hand looks. Was it that pretty?
And it's adorned in like kind of layers of gold, a little bit of silver. The plates itself kind of like go up in a V-like shape, pointing towards the end of your finger, almost perfectly parting when you bend your finger around it to test to see if like it will bend and not like, you know, feels like nothing's
Doesn't.
there. Yeah.
Doesn't pinch, it doesn't do anything.
Doesn't
it feels
pinch.
like it's skin.
Yeah.
It feels like it's me.
It's perfectly just plated around just each and every joints of your finger and everything like that. And when you go up to pick up something, you kind of realize it rescends back into the ring and back out to your finger again.
So she could, so she would test it because she wants to make sure that this isn't like something that's stuck on her, that she can take it off. She would reach towards it, and if it recessed into the ring and she could move the ring partially off her finger, she would be comfortable enough with that, and she would assume that she would need time later to look into it, certainly into the legends, the myth, and everything associated with that ring. But for now, she would put it back into place and go,
Okay.
a decent accent piece for the outfit. That's fine.
Awesome. All right. And Jim, you still at the table?
Yep.
Passed out.
At this point, you're really angry. Jeeves himself has walked up to you, Yuset, and has requested to see if he can borrow your kitchen.
By all means, yes. Make yourself at home.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hemlock. How's my brother been doing?
Oh, him. Well, he's been having a fine time, I believe. I pay him enough, and after all, I don't exactly overwork him. I believe he's had a good time as a boss anyways. Has he not talked to you?
Me and him aren't really much on speaking terms. However, just checking on him, seeing how he's doing. You know, he's had that issue with his past relationships, and well, then afterwards, his past relationships, he's kind of gotten into kind of a dreary, drunken state, and then you hired him, and he felt a sense of purpose. So, if anything, I would like to make Master Jim something to eat. He seems kind of down and about, and I do not want him to, and he'll look back behind him and he'll be like, I don't want him to eat your fixtures, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, that would be terrible. Yes, of course, feel free to prepare him anything. Matter of fact, how is it that you came into the employee of Jimothy over there?
Jimothy?
Timothy?
Well, oddly enough, my family has been working with his family for quite a while. His father requested me to be a guardian of some sorts to Jimothy, and Jimothy, that's gonna stick to me. Goddamn. Has requested me to be a guardian of his, and you know, been kind of raising him along his life. He's been quite a spunky kid.
That doesn't cover half of it.
No, apparently it doesn't. But he has a good heart. You know, makes the action.
He seems to at least have good intentions, and he somehow, by a miracle that I'm unable to comprehend, passed the police test.
Oh yes,
So-
he's had a lot of help. He tried really hard that night. Sat down. So many ripped up books. So many.
As a fellow writer, I have to say that I feel your pain. I see, I understand. Are you the only, how do I say this? Currently active person in his life?
No. We also have a human relations public relations. She handles things in the background in case, issues happen with Master Jim. Have you seen the latest tabloids? He has been seen punching a tabaxi of some sorts.
And children, and chocolate statues, and cultists.
We'll have to talk to Marriott about that.
Yes, well, it's not really the purpose of. We shouldn't really be talking about work here right now. I'll leave you to cooking him whatever he may need, please.
By any
My
chance,
ingredients are at your disposal.
Oh, all right. If I find any wagyu, I will be using it.
Of course.
He walks away and he finds your nicely aged A5 wagyu beef and starts making steaks for Jim. He needs the protein.
He needs the protein. And he needs to leave my fucking globe alone.
Why don't you go stop him if that's gonna be the
No.
case?
See, I figured that he's gonna stop eventually when he realizes there's something tastier around.
All right, Lacey, what are you and Sunny doing as you continue down the hallway?
Lacey, you mean Sunny? What are me and Lacey doing?
So yeah, Sunny, what are you and Lacey doing? Your DM's dead at the moment.
I mean, they were going on a self-guided tour. They would probably start down. They went through the area with the piano. They would probably go over to.
You get a wink from she.
From she.
Yeah, you get a wink, and she's like giggling a little bit in a seductive kind of like giggle. She's like,
And of
Oh
course,
my
as
God.
they're walking by, if she gets that wink, Sunny will kind of do the, hey, like I mean the joking, like you get a look at the outfits because she's the one that works there, but she's in all white. I don't even work there, and I'm in all leather black. So yeah, I got this on lockdown.
you get the head nod of approval.
She gives her a wink back, and then they continue on. They'd probably peek their head into the meeting room, maybe into the guest rooms. There's a theater, I think,
Right around here.
around this area.
Right here is the theater.
Yeah.
If you did open the door and peek into here, it's a executive office conference room. The chairs are neatly placed and it's almost perfectly symmetrical in every way. Nothing's out of order. There's like a webcam, a holodeck of some sorts in the middle of the conference table. Nothing too crazy. It just seems like, every once in a while,
normal
Seth
meeting.
wants to sit down with his publishers and yell at their asses for fucking up his shit.
And then they'd probably peek into the theater.
Okay, you step into the media lounge, and you hear, "Here's Johnny," axe, all that stuff, screaming woman in the bathroom and shit. You see the nurse that actually works for the 5 families, that actually works in the precinct that you do, watching with another. I will actually pull her up because I have not been able to show this one yet. Where is she? You will see her.
Maybe.
She's an elf, kind of
Oh.
chilling on with a nice like witch-like brimstone hat, leather, and everything like that. Ripped up
She's
leather
currently
jeans.
dressed as Van Helsing.
The Helsing, yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And here is the head medical staff nurse. Her name is Michelle Locke. The other lady you do not know, but in the description it does show her name. They're both giggling aggressively at this old horror movie that used to like make people just lose their shit. Um, the one in the Van Helsing costume is kind of laughing on about, going like, humans, they used to think this is scary. Oh Lord. And the nurse herself is like, there's no way that anybody would be able to do that and get away with it. And they're just talking back and forth, drinking aggressively. There's like a box of popcorn between them, and they're just like
Aggressively munching.
yeah, aggressively munching on the popcorn.
I think she wouldn't want to impose. She wouldn't want to instigate conversation unless Lacey showed interest in what was going on. If Lacey showed interest in the movie or in either of the people talking to or interacting with them, then she might step inside and initiate like contact. But if Lacey seems to be kind of a no, let's just continue kind of exploring on our own, then she would back out, close the door, and continue on.
Yeah. There's no door. It's just open AF.
Well,
You hear
then she would back out.
Yeah.
And continue on. It just depends on kind of how Lacey reacts.
Yeah, Lacey's a little interested in regarding to it, but her attention's more focused upon you. She's like, kind of moving you along, trying to see if you can find the master bedroom of some sorts. And, at this point, there's really no indicators of where what is and anything is going on forth. But, yeah, she's just looking on about, just poking her.
Well,
She's more curious. She's basically, what I generally do whenever I see, something new. I snoop. So Lacey herself is snooping. She wants to see how Hemlock, lives his life.
And Sunny is okay with this as long as they don't disturb anything, as long as they don't get somewhere where she's assuming they won't, which if there's no locked doors, then she's going to assume that it's free reign.
Yeah, you don't find any locked doors of some sort.
Her big thing is she's probably giggling. They've both had a few drinks. So as Lacey is getting more curious and more curious, internally she's comparing her to a cat,
mm-hmm.
which just makes her cuter. And so, Sunny is very, they'll giggle together, she'll watch her and grin slightly, and she's just following her around and hoping she has fun, kind of thing.
Pick your final destination as you move forward. We will go back to Eric and Cal. As Eric is still flushed red, kind of looking Cal deeply into the eyes. Cal is staring blankly at Eric, I'm assuming. He's like, we talked a lot, and I was just wondering, has work been hard for you?
Well, I suppose it's been more stressful as of late.
Oh, has my dad been giving you problems?
No. The chief is always good to me.
That's good. I'm glad Dad, treats you right. Has all your coworkers have been treating you right? You want to tell me any stories of what happened today? Because, I saw in the news, but no one told me what actually happened.
Sure. So, we went to investigate at the Sweet Tooth Factory, and it turns out that we believe that the cult was involved. And they were making some questionable candy, which they were going to distribute, which they did. Those were those monsters that you presumably saw. So we had to arrive and try to intervene. The monsters were pretty easy, honestly. And it was more of the people that stole the truck and were distributing the candy that was more of the issue. As you know, my coworker Jim, he hits very hard we were in the middle of the battle, and there was someone conjuring, and I knew that we had to take them out first before anything worse happened, so I teleported Jim and me there, and Jim took care of them. And then Jim almost died, but he's okay now. Well, as best as Jim can be. And
Y'all both look over. You still see Jim licking the snow globe.
as best as
He's
Jim can be. And
he's waiting for his steak.
Jim, you
And-
smell some A5 Wagyu steak with some rice on the side and a fried egg and, you know, a whole bunch of like just stir-fried stuff like from the kitchen. The smell, to anybody who's actually hungry at this point in time, because I am, would attract you towards the kitchen. At this point in time, Eric is like, when you say cult, you'll notice that like his eyes dip down a little bit. His body language seems a bit uncomfortable. He's a little uncertain about like his safety at this point. You're a little aware of that.
Right.
And he's like, that's good. You took care of them. The cultists kind of sounds like they're really more active than usual. We've never heard of them until that incident.
yes, I've been looking into it in all my free time. I will take them down, Eric. Nothing's going to happen to you again. I'll make sure of it.
I'm glad. My hero.
Well, I try.
You hear like a loud crack of glass across the room. and so we'll just be standing there, just like,
stem.
yeah, just like, oh, you know, he will just like, you know,
God damn it!
You just feel like the absolute cringe emanating from Seth's way. God damn.
Oh god.
Hey Cal, what do you do on your free time? What do you do on your free time?
Well, as you remember, I've got a pet now, so I've been spending a lot of time with her.
You should
And-
introduce me to her.
Yes, you'd love her, and she'd love you too.
But as you can kind of, you see his other hand. It's like wigging out a little bit. It's glitchy. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really used to this still.
Right.
But-
You never found one that you liked.
Yeah, I was hoping. I know they're open still, even on the holidays, and I know it's a bit late, but I was hoping that maybe we can go out and go get me a new one. I still have store credit, thanks to, you know, your present, and I was just hoping you would come with
course.
me. Because this
I
is
did
this is
offer.
just
I didn't retract it.
yeah, this is just a cosplay, as you can see, and you can kind of see like he touches it a little bit. It's foam, and underneath it, it's just like a layer of just like, you know, the prosthetic that he got from the hospital.
Well, it looks pretty convincing, in all honesty.
No, it's really cool. I just hate this prosthetic. Yeah, but
I can tell.
yeah, I was
Don't
hoping.
worry. I'll help you find a suitable one.
But yeah, I'm hoping to spend a little bit more time with you.
I would like that.
Another drink, and he'll step up and walk towards the bar awkwardly.
And I'm just staring at him like, why is he acting weird?
So weird tonight.
Yeah,
Wonder what's going on.
right.
As at this point in time, your Roomba has officially been taken over by bartending duties via Jeeves. Jeeves is making drinks that your Roomba can't even handle somehow, just outdoing the Roomba. The Roomba itself at this point is in the corner looking real jealous.
It's like, what is my purpose?
What is my purpose?
What is my purpose?
Yeah, questioning its existence at this point. Cal, you're sitting there alone at this point in time. The Tabaxi and the professor are hitting it up. The fish is twirling around in its bowl. Set, you are currently right now.
Seth will actually make his way towards Callan. Just actually like, even if you were to pay attention to it, he would produce zero noise when like he would basically like glide down to Callan. You know, like
He's just floating through. He'll levitate.
and he will just like lean over the couch and say, so I couldn't help but overhear that Eric is planning on going out to get a better prosthetic, and of course this is not to intrude on your personal plans, but I do not think he's in any condition to go anywhere.
Well, of course not right now. He is under the influence of alcohol.
Right. Well, as a just
Or do you
piece
mean
of
his mental
advice.
state?
Well, I couldn't really speak for that, to be honest. I haven't really talked to him all that much. You would know. But, yes. In terms of alcohol, I believe either you potentially should let him rest. I have 2 guest bedrooms, as you know. Or, well, you could take him home. But that is entirely up to you. Or you could just let him live this night out. I just don't think it would be a very nice idea, especially after the recent happenings that he is out
Right.
there.
I do worry about him drinking too much because of what happened the last time.
Well, get out of your hair now. Have fun. And he will just, go over here actually, and he will approach. Yeah, he will make his way towards the piano. We'll see what everyone else does.
Okay. As you arrive, you see not a costume of any sorts. Horns. You would assume to be a tiefling. Kind of playing the piano, ever so softly. It's well done, almost perfect. Every note just echoing through your mind.
Mm-hmm.
In a song that is very familiar to you.
Would I know? Like, could I do a check to see if I know exactly which song it is?
It's a song of your past.
Well, if it seems familiar, I should assume so.
Yeah, go ahead
okay.
and give me a check.
Like, what do you want me to roll though?
History.
Okay. Please? No.
You don't recall.
It escapes me.
It
Okay.
escapes you ever so slightly. It's a sense of nostalgia at best, the feeling of what you feel, but you don't really recall it. She smiles at you. It's like, oh, Mr. Hamlock, you're such a dashing young fellow.
I appreciate the compliment. And to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, I was invited here, Mr. Hemlock.
Oh, of
I'm
course you
the
were.
owner.
All, these are all influential people and friends and acquaintances, of course. But I figured that it would be a very beckoning opportunity to invite the owner of such a prominent establishment such as yourself. I did not catch your name, however.
Oh, well, maybe you'll have to forcefully take that information from me.
Would I ever like to? You'll say. Just like between gritted teeth. That song you're playing, it's eerily familiar. What is it?
Oh, something from, before the rift.
Before the rift. Well, that is strange. Would, you, would it happen to have any kind of name?
I would call it Lost Light.
See, I thought you were gonna go with the obvious and go with Sonnet of Innocence, but
Oh yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you know what? You beat me too. You beat me there. Sonnet of Innocence. Which, by the way, to any reviewers out there, Sonnet of Innocence is the name of my game. Like the game itself, I haven't
In
been able to
Roll20,
change it
yeah.
in Roll20. Yeah, I haven't been able to change the name of it, and it chose not to. But you know what? Sonnet of Innocence. Yes.
okay. Well, you do seem to be quite talented at the piano. I wonder what other kind of talents you have.
Well, why don't you come and visit me at the Six Knocks and I'll show you.
Tempting offer. I may just take you up on that one day.
We are still open tonight.
I'm sure. Do you ever go out of business?
No, we're open 24/7.
My, you certainly must be a very influential woman to manage such an active and clearly successful establishment.
Well,
So, would
so-
I be correct in assuming that you come from the Rift?
that's a decent assumption.
And if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been around?
She'll look at her non-existent watch, point up in the air for a couple of seconds, count on her fingers. Well, you'll have to figure that out, won't you?
Wonderful. He will just like rub his forehead. I understand that some of my current co-workers came out of your establishment some time ago. I don't suppose that there was any issue back then, was there?
No. They were great. They came in for a little bit of information. I gave it to them, and it worked out for the both of us.
Information, oh, and here I assumed that they were there for fun.
Only one of them was there for fun.
I could imagine who that might have been. Information on what, if I may ask? Of course, I can personally find out if I were to ask them or consult the archives, but I'm sure you would like to save me the work.
Oh, Mr. Seth. Set. Sorry. I'm a little drunk at the moment, your DM. Oh, Mr. Set. Wouldn't you like to know? But I would rather let you squirm a little bit regarding to how you received that information.
No kissing and telling, I see.
I have to agree. Not
A
the
wise
type of-
policy, considering the kind of establishment that you lead.
Well, we have very influential figures. However, one influential figure has never shown up to the establishment before.
And who that might be.
Well, you, Mr. Hemlock.
That would technically be incorrect. I was at the entrance of your establishment when I first met my coworkers, so ha.
But did you not come in? As he is frozen in time.
I have not visited your establishment.
hang on. You froze. Back up a little bit.
Oh, I was just saying that that would be incorrect because I was at the entrance of your establishment when I met my current coworkers. Haha.
But you did
How
not come
about
inside.
that? I did not, and
You did not peruse the merchandise.
is that how you call it?
As she slowly moves up to a crescendo.
I may need to pay a visit, and if I understand correctly what you're saying, you are as well some kind of information broker. So we may have to be in contact sometime soon.
Oh. As long as you're willing to pay the right price.
Don't let the cheerful exterior fool you. I am a businessman after all. Do you have any kind of card that I might be able to call you by?
No? You know where to see us.
Very well then, I'll leave you to it. And he will, turn around, go towards. Actually, he'll go see what the chief and the nun are up to.
Goodbye, Mr. Hemlock. Oh my god, he was so hot.
Uh,
But
that's her.
yeah.
That's supposed to be her voice.
No, when she's down in business, she'll change the voice. That's how that basically works. All right, and you will be moving over to whom?
you just by the nun and the chief and Eric.
His daughter. All right. Jeeves himself has finished the meal, has set up a gym, placed it onto the table. Master Jim. Generally, you have a protein shake at this point, but I'm sure this steak, rice, and eggs and stir-fried vegetables will suffice.
Mike was me to my bed.
Your mic was muted.
Yeah.
You're bad.
Sorry.
So what did you say?
Let's go over. Yeah, switch screens right now because I had that.
Well, Master Jim, seems like you're enjoying the snow
Sorry
globe. But I'm
Should
sure.
I purchase some to have in stock?
Just have him stop. Just stop. I think Lacey and Sunny would have initially. I'm pretty sure Set said that his bedroom was closed off. Which the
No,
master
it's the
bedroom is-
second floor that's closed off.
Oh, it's the second floor. Once they had kind of wound their way through the entire place, they would have eventually ended up where they started, which would have been in the kitchen, having smelled an amazing aroma of food. They might have stayed for a while to see if they could find something to assuage their appetite. Afterwards, is this a balcony, like this table up here, and
Ping it. Right here?
like is this a balcony? This, not that.
Up here.
It looks like a deck. Oh no, that's just the floors.
Mm-hmm. The flooring is wood. Over there on the right, over here is a gallery of some sorts. Right here is a dining room where you should be eating. Over here is the balcony, so there's like a door that opens up, balcony out here.
Okay, so it was the gallery I thought was the balcony. I think once they ate, considering the mother did not apparently want to speak to her, Sunny wouldn't press the issue or try and speak with the mother other than like courtesy, a courtesy glance or a nod, or if she acknowledged her, then she would, mother and then do the symbol, which I think is on her vest as
That
what's this?
it's this. It's literally finger gun.
All I can.
Peace Legion. Ah.
Anyway, so she would signal to her as she would in the nunnery, and then possibly if they had gotten something to eat, gone to the dining hall or the dining room in order to pursue that, dropped off the dishes at the kitchen, and then possibly would have seen if they could find seating on the balcony to just.
Sit and watch. You would find handheld noodle, like appetizers of some sorts, of rice noodle and a beef broth, basically pho. Um, as a
Sounds amazing.
like in a cup. On the side of it is kind of like on French bread. On top of it, like a small little bit of like seafood items with caviar on top of it as well, and cream cheese on the side. That has weird taste when it comes to food.
Hey, listen,
He has-
it's called
He is mixed.
a refined palate.
Yeah, he is mixed French cooking and Vietnamese cooking, which is a big thing. Hello, cat butt. Keta. Keta.
See, I used to have a pet before Nibbles, and yeah, you know the movie, Air Bud, where his name was Taste Bud.
No, it's okay. But yes, continue as this cat destroys my stream.
What was that sound?
She just wants attention. She's probably meowing at him because she wants attention. Are you muted?
No,
No, you're just not making any sound.
no, I'm not making any sounds. It's over like cats on stream now. Officially, hello everybody to your DM overlord. Its name is Keta. We'll continue on with this at the moment. So, yeah, he has got a hold of Vietnamese cooking and a bit of French, like appetizers and some sorts. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I think I'm pretty. Oh, I wanted to look at that doll.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to like tell Lacey to hang on a bit as she asks you on the corner of the balcony? Hold my hips.
Okay. No. She wants my attention. She got my attention.
Near, far.
Wherever you are. It's like,
Wherever you are.
I'm the queen of the world.
Wait, would you ever have gone into like the bedrooms to see the costumes and stuff?
I mean, like they would have peeked in there, but
And you already have costumes, so.
Yeah, they already have
yeah,
costumes
they
on.
already have costumes, but so it probably wouldn't have been a long pause. But yeah, and of course, Sunny's a little cheesy, so she goes, "I'm queen of the world," and Sunny goes, "You're queen of my world."
Aw.
Aw, she'll blush a little bit. Like, oh, so, so adorable, so cute.
Yes, I'm adorable. Okay.
Yeah, and if you did peek into the bedroom, we'll figure that out later. Anything else you guys would like to do? Awesome.
So
I would like to check how. I don't think I've met Eric's sister.
No, you have not met Maya yet.
Okay, so I'll introduce myself. Say hi, hello. I'm Zed Hemlock. I am the host of this party. I believe we have formally introduced ourselves.
What's up, Mr. Hemlock? Thank you for, inviting me to this nice shindig over here. It's one of the bigger ones that I haven't been to. Am I allowed to drink?
Oh, well, of course. Make yourself at home.
Please provide me
I,
a drink right now, Mr. Hemlock.
she's a minor.
Yeah, Callan's over his head. It's like she's 14.
Well, I have not done anything to provide her anything. The evidence is circumstantial. I know my Miranda rights.
Callan's just like glaring at you.
However,
I'll read
if she
you your
happens
Miranda
to
rights.
find something, it's not my fault.
You are liable. This is your household.
Yes.
She's not
indeed.
wrong. If I get caught drinking, you can get arrested.
Yeah, well, Yep, I have connections. I think I'll be fine. In any case, like he will just like give a sort of like warning glare slash nod at Jeeves
Oh boy.
to like tell him like please don't give her anything, you know.
Jeeves will shrug a little bit and go, I understand, Master Hemlock.
And sort of like going back to her and say, so you're the chief's daughter.
Yes, yes, yes. I am the chief's, spawn. So, what's up, Mr. Hemlock? You invited, the whole family here. It's kind of a
Well, I
little
figured
weird,
you,
you know. You just,
A family outing? Well, yes, I understand that.
yeah.
You, however, were more than welcome to deny the invitation if you wanted to.
Nah.
But I assume that you're having a good time in that case, so...
Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to a Hemlock invitation. Come on, like the kids at school will just lose their shit. I went to Hemlock's house. She'll pull up on her phone, selfie,
he will just, like, quickly...
quickly pose
Yeah.
in a dashing way.
If you want, there's a mirror over there where you can take better pictures.
I would like that. I would like that. Yeah, awesome. Where is it? Lead the way, Mr. Hemlock.
He will just, like, extend his arm, point towards, like, a mirror that's probably
It's hanging-
body-sized mirror that's hanging, looking into the living room, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. She steps into it, as anybody within the vicinity kind of notices, like on there it has like it's a mirror that generally on there has like filters of some sorts. At some point she thinks it's just like an application, so she flips through it and she gets like the filters on there, which is like first is like a Viking helmet, a dwarf's mustache, elf ears or some sorts. And she goes back to the mustache and she just like selects it and she takes a picture of herself in the mirror. It's like haha, like hashtag at Set Hemlock's house, hashtag got that mustache, hashtag more facial hair than my brother, and then
Hashtag bless.
hashtag bless.
Hashtag blessed.
And then she pulls out, turns a little bit, and you guys all notice that she actually has a mustache on.
Now?
Now. And she is absolutely not aware of it.
It's like a full Ron Swanson style.
Like, it's just beautiful, like, tilted, perked, and it's just like red.
Red?
Yeah. Like it's a red mustache on her like behind her black hair. At that point in time, let me see where everybody is in the vicinity. Set, you see the nun that is drinking wine immediately see this mustache. She turns and spits the wine right all over you and begins to laugh. And it's like all over your face.
He will just like blink a few times and you're like, and I had just changed outfits. Great.
And she's like apologizing profusely. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. It's been a while
He will
since
just
I drank."
like wave her down, calm her down, and say, "Oh, don't worry about it. If anything, I think my tailor will be the only one that's actually mad about this." You might see like the tailor on the corner, just like.
No. You see the tailor, like her tail, like flicking left and right aggressively, and like her ears kind of pulled back as she stares directly at you, Set.
She wouldn't have to deal with this, however. I have a laundry here, and it works just fine. It's okay. He will, however, like dab himself with like a napkin, and then go towards his bedroom
To
in
go
order
change.
to change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna change into a new outfit.
Yes.
Okay. While that happens, Jim, you are met with an amazing meal in your Thor costume.
I'm gonna chow down.
You chow down.
What I can really do is like, oh, not gonna say
Yeah.
no.
Cool.
Okay, I'm not gonna lick the snow globe anymore. There is food.
Yep. Cal, after a while, you are reconvened back with Eric, who is now holding a tumbler of whiskey.
Oh Jesus, it's just straight whiskey.
Straight whiskey. Neat.
Eric, I don't mean to nag you, but are you sure you should be drinking all of that?
I'll be okay. I'm sorry. It's just I'm just a little nervous right now. It's just,
Why are you nervous?
well, I mean, I'm the one drinking and you're not, and he'll look at you,
Oh.
Set. Oh wait,
not there.
Set's
What
not
do you
there.
mean?
He'll look at nobody. He'll look at the fish, and go, "You see what I mean?" And the fish will shrug.
Well, I mean, I could drink if that would make you more comfortable.
It would a little bit. I mean, I'm just nervous. That's all.
Okay, so he's going to get up and go get something.
All right. You're up. You're given something. No one tells Maya about her nice, beautiful, majestic dwarven mustache. She's.
Does Callan pass her?
Oh yeah,
He
you're.
would.
You're.
Well,
no.
he passes her. He's like, "That's a nice look, Maya."
Thank you, Cal. It's my nice summer dress. Even though it's
That's
fall.
not- And he's gonna just mumble, "That's not what I was talking about."
What were you talking about?
He's just gonna like point to his upper lip.
Her upper lip.
Oh, his like his own.
Oh, his own. She'll touch her face and realize there's a mustache. And she'll look at the mirror for like 2 seconds and she'll like wave around. She's like, "Oh, look!" And she'll dab right in front of the mirror just for the cringe factor.
Cringe factor.
Just for the cringe
When
factor.
she does, the mirror would produce like a low bass sound, like a.
Like it'll vibrate a little bit, you know, and then awesome. Where's Mr. Hemlock? I gotta show him this.
I'm not sure. He was here just a moment ago.
And now
I think he might have went to change.
change. Awesome. And you will realize this NPC has now been left to her own devices in a adult's house. Okay.
Did she just disappear?
Oh yeah. Like none of you guys know what's happening. Awesome.
I'm not sure this is a great thing.
After a while, you are. Hang on. Oh, let me get this right. Lacey and Sunny. Lacey is currently sitting, facing towards you. Lacey, her hands are grasped around the underside of your cheeks and chin, kind of is just looking directly at you while you are holding her. She's sitting in the corner of the balcony. She looks at you and smiles, and she's like, "This is a good time. I was just wondering, like, you know, if you would like to come to, you know, it's later down the line, like next month or something like that, like come to my family's Thanksgiving dinner." Alright, I'm moving this cat. Jesus Christ. Ugh.
she, she is not a lightweight. She is heavy.
Yep.
Cat is a big cat. What, 12 pounds at least, maybe?
How about?
At least 10.
We can weigh
Simba
her later.
weighs more.
We can weigh her later.
Simba's a big boy.
While we're talking about cats, yeah, she's like looking at you deeply into your hazel golden eyes. Her eyes deep, bluish purple, of galaxy-like state.
And, like, Sunny would be surprised for a moment, but I think that's less about where they are in their relationship and more about the idea of having a family to introduce her to is a new concept to Sunny, but like she kind of has a surprised face and then she breaks out into a grin and she's like, I think I'd like that. As long as you think that I'd be welcome.
Oh yeah,
Like,
but
I don't want to impose.
you have to tell my dad that I'm a pharmacist.
Pharmacist. She kind of giggles. She's like, all right.
Technically, I
Close
am a
enough.
pharmacist. I deal of the drugs.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can work with that.
I'm sorry, you do. It's gotta lose again. Because fun fact, one of our players in here is a pharmacist, and
And she's the one that dealt a lot of damage last session, so she's officially the pharmacist.
The pharmacist.
the pharmacist. But yes, you have to tell my dad I'm a pharmacist. Eventually, I'll tell him the truth later, but he doesn't get to know what I do actually for a living.
Well, and Sunny goes, but that's only if you decide to continue. I mean, I know you'd been thinking about finding a different avenue for your life, and that's totally up to you. But I'm here to support you in whatever you want to do. But of course, I would never break confidence with you. If that's what he needs to know, of course, that's what I'll tell him, or that's what I'll pretend with you, always with you.
Her hand traces down, kind of following between the lining of where your horns and hair meets, and then kind of like brushing it down behind your ear. Thank you. I'm sorry. It's just something that I'm a little sensitive with. Dad doesn't know the truth, and I know Mom would never approve, and they see me in a really good light, and I don't want to disappoint them.
Family is important. I mean, it's sad that you have to lie to them, but I also understand the necessary evils of the world. Sometimes you can't be everything that you need to be for other people, and you want to protect them, and I understand that. So, of course, it's natural that I do these kinds of things for you.
Thank you. And she'll kiss you on the forehead. But she'll do it via like grabbing the tops of your horns and pulling you closer for it.
I'm sorry, my mind went to a very bad place.
This is a PG-13 Christian stream. There
It
we go.
is.
Yeah,
Not-
can you like
don't
not be lewd on my Mormon stream?
Yeah, like Jehovah Witnesses will lose their shit.
Don't lie. All I can think of is a really old comic, and I have no idea where I saw it, but there's just one thing. So, I'm sure if anybody else has seen it, then they know what I'm talking about, but otherwise.
Okay. And at the end of that spiel and everything like that, anybody else want to pick up the line as we will figure it out? Oh, you're going to go back to the doll with the string?
I think once they decided they were no longer once they had gotten enough of an alone time, they had been able to focus on each other. Maybe they wanted to join in the party, socialize a bit more. They might go back into the living lounge area. If they went back in there and kind of discussed, especially if they saw Cal and Eric talking,
Mm-hmm.
they would kind of engage them in conversation, get a kind of a group conversation, possibly draw the doctor into it to get his mind off of tragedy and just talk about something fun and light. Certainly during that time, you would notice that Sunny is a little bit ADD or ADHD, and the fact that she needs to be doing something kind of at all times. So she's going to be playing with the ring on her hand, making it retract and then go, and she'd probably walk around and see what's up with the doll.
Okay, you see a doll. It looks like in a shape of, well, Toy Story. You haven't seen the movie yet, though. It's a cowboy. Your character hasn't seen the movie, and there's a string in the back. Disney, please do not sue us. Or is it Pixar?
It's Disney Pixar.
Disney Pixar, it's both. You have wakened the two-headed dragon. I don't think she's that curious to pull that string, especially because she doesn't know what sound it's going to make. She doesn't know what might happen. She's not that curious. She would, however, I think towards the end of the night, if it is getting to the end of the night, she does not intend to stay here. She intends to go back home and take Lacey with her because that's more comfortable for everyone involved, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, though, she would probably go over to She at the piano and ask for a certain tune, not one that I have in mind, but just a tune, and then she would go and ask Lacey to dance before they left.
Okay.
So she would end the night with a dance and ask as many people, like, kind of engage as many people in that kind of situation to try and get the evening on a high note. Sorry.
Okay. Set, you're finished changing at this point in time. Before that,
Okay.
the nice music that's being played at the moment is currently house music, slow jams at best.
Seth will come back here, like to the main area, I guess. Dressed with like just a vest and suit pants, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with him, he will just like bring along like a folded tracksuit, and he will go to Jim and say, "Hey, Jim, Jimmy, Jimothy, I just so happen to have browsed through my hidden wardrobe, and I forgot I had this. I happened to win it off of the head of strategy in House Mongoose, was it? What was the house that I'm under?
The house that you're under all the houses.
Yeah, sure, but like the one that I'm specifically like talking with.
Badger.
This is his monarch.
Badger.
Oh.
Badger. Okay,
Badger,
so
badger.
from House Badger's head of strategy, it's a little big, considering that he was a Minotaur, but it might just fit you fine. He also gave me this rather gaudy tattoo sleeve. Would you like to try it on?
Are you
You're
muted, Harry?
muted, by the way.
Harry, you're muted.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
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 Yeah. I know I'm muted right now. No, Jolly's right next to me right now.
Okay, I mean, he will just like lay them in the table in front of you, and go back to, the living room. And he's muted again.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was still remaining on the same costume I was beforehand, cause like
You're still on Thor.
afterwards-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still a Thor. So I thought I was already in costumes. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Cool. Cal, what are you doing to end the night? Because
Well, as Set returns, like, Sunny's going to wave as well, and he would probably see the
the ring.
ring slash bracer thing, whatever it looks like.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be sure if he had seen that before, so she would draw attention to that, but then she would continue the night as normal and probably speak to him about it later.
Okay.
So like, are you like showing it to me or?
No, she just kind of waves as he returns into the room. She doesn't draw attention to it, but it is obvious that it's not part of her outfit. It's
Right.
gold or gold-ish, where the rest of her outfit is all black.
Right.
So it
Right.
makes a statement.
Yeah. I mean, you would probably notice like him raising an eyebrow at the side, but not really saying anything about it.
Yeah, again, it's more of a we should talk later kind of motion.
Yeah, you hear
Not
the
a right
piano version of
now.
all the single ladies, to bring attention to the shit.
No.
Jim, I'm assuming that you in the night drinking aggressively, getting tired, getting all that stuff. Jeeves himself kind of drags you on about and takes you back home, right?
Pretty much.
Okay, Cal, how are you ending the night?
Probably a similar fashion as Sunny. He'll enjoy conversation with everyone present in the living room, and end his night probably by taking a probably then very drunk Eric back to his apartment
Okay,
to make sure that nothing happens to him.
excellent. You are dropping Eric off by his place. And anything else?
No.
I personally would like to, I mean, like just before the night ends, I want to have like a talk with the doctor, like tell him, sort of like, I want to find out like how his, not necessarily personal life because I don't really care about that, but like how his life has been. Like after the fact of like, yes, his wife has disappeared, sure, and he's miserable for it, but I want to know like how that development has affected his like professional and like day-to-day life.
How he's holding up.
How he's holding up.
You can
You
can cover that with a how he's holding up, but what you really want to know is like on a professional level, on a business level.
Like what he's been up to, yeah.
Right now he's looking up to see if right now his research is regarding to outside forces outside of Neogate, New York. His current work that you kind of get from him at this point is like, where do the pyramids of Egypt, the Mayan temples, and the undersea, I guess, temple in the between Japan and China, right under there, and how do they interact with the fantasy realm itself? He's trying to make a connection between that. He's thinking about going through the universities and trying to connect them together. A lot of people say it's a lot of hearsay / theoretical shit, but to his understanding, he thinks it's more than just hearsay. A bit of experience. He has a theory regarding to why the rift opened up here in New York. A bit of artificial architectures that may be below the city itself. But he's not really sure about that. He'll have to actually acquire funds and an excavation team to keep moving forward regarding to that. But other than that general theory, he kind of gives you somewhat of a... He's just been unfocused, not put together. His muse or his second in command is gone, and now all he can do is just worry about her.
I see. Well, it does pain me to see a philanthropist and someone as interested in, well, the outer forces of our world and worlds as I am, so distraught. And well, of course, we are working to find and alleviate your situation. I would personally like to lend a hand and aid in whichever research you might be conducting.
I mean, yeah, that would be great to probably have a scribe of some sorts, maybe, replace what we have, but the problem is you don't have the, I guess, degrees.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm fully aware that I do not have the scientific prowess that you currently possess. However, I believe I'm able to make myself useful in other ways. Don't forget that your research depends on valuable information and collection of said information from various sources, and I happen to be very good at gathering information.
I'll add you to the team. We'll see what happens.
Wonderful. We'll be in contact.
You have a good day, Mr. Hemlock. As you see him saunter on by towards
He's
the
just
elevator.
like holding onto the fishbowl.
Yeah, he just has the fishbowl. He's just taking the fishbowl with him down into the elevator. You're currently now officially missing a fishbowl from your pet house.
This is fine. I think he needs some more than I do.
Okay. And alright. Jim's done. Cal, you're taking Eric to
And also, he's going to inquire where Maya is.
Oh. Yeah. Give your DM 2 seconds. Maya has come back with a battle axe and yeah, that's it. She has come back with a battle axe and as currently have it tied up in odd different places, is now currently carrying her father back into the elevator and basically dipping out with him.
Alrighty then.
Alright, so that's how that night ends with everybody else. Set you, the rest of your guests eventually begin to file out and leave the penthouse. You are left with a very rambunctious sort of a mess all around the area. Empty
This
plates.
is fine.
Yeah, empty plates here and there. A couple things left and right. Sunny, back at your apartment after a nice sauntering walk with you and Lacey down by the park. That has been, placed around. She talks about her future wants and needs, her situation regarding to her future and your future as well. And she outputs her worries regarding to you being in the force. She worries every day when you go out to work if you'll even come back to the apartment. And she also worries that like one day you just won't come back and a little fluff ball of fire will just not be able to come back to an owner. Which, by the way, we hope that nothing there has been a problem of some sorts with the fluff ball who's been left alone for more than 11 hours at this point.
Yeah, but I've trained.
Yeah.
I've trained them.
It's trained. So, yep. Cal, you go back to Eric's apartment. At this point in time, Eric is continuously trying to make an attempt to persuade you not to leave. To go back to your place. Asking you to please just stay here, don't leave. My apartment's lonely, like I don't want to wake up.
Cold in here.
It's cold in here, like I don't want to wake up to
Hold me.
all by myself and nobody there with me.
Oh,
If it makes you more comfortable if you're worried, I can stay.
Please do. There's a couch, there's my bed. I can sleep on the couch, you can sleep in the
Oh.
bed.
There's no need for that. You know I don't sleep.
Well, keep watch over me, my angel. And he KOs at that point.
And just like catch him and then carry him to his room and to his bed.
Princess Carrie.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
oh, okay. Just princess carry him into his room.
Yeah. As you pull out your little tiny, 3-prong cord, you unplug his washing machine, you stick yourself in to it. I'm joking. I don't know. I don't know if that's how you recharge.
No.
But
I go into sentry mode.
yeah, you go into sentry mode and you're just chilling there.
I like go chill on his couch,
Hmm.
like watch the front door kind of thing.
Hmm.
But like, cause in sentry mode, all my senses are still active. I just kind of like rest, sleep mode sort of thing.
All right, Jim. You are
That's canon Warforged too.
Canon Warforged. There you go.
Yeah.
Jim, you are thrown into your bed via Jeeves. Yeah, the exhaustion suddenly takes over. You're dead in your bed.
I get the night's
Well,
sleep
not
that I was
dead.
wanting for the entire night.
Yeah. And that's how we'll end today's
Finally.
session. Thank you so much, everybody. We're just continuing on via like the Halloween session of like last stream, a little bit more extended than normal. I wholeheartedly
That's a good way
apologize.
to like tie up some loose ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And hopefully next session things kind of like go on and Silence are about in its own way and everything's all peaceful and nothing dangerous or terrible will happen during
course
that time. Of course not. No, it's not like your DM has a little bit of vengeance kind of going after him after the last session. But we'll figure that out later down the line. No, I'm not a war DM. Calm down, everybody. But other than that, thank you very much for everybody's on the stream. We're just gonna end it a little bit early today. My name has been Jay.
Thank you for showing up and spending time with us.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Also, we're going to raid for anybody who is still within our stream at the moment. Let's raid. Can you look up D&D time? Hunt
Type in 36
D&D time.
South Grand Boulevard.
3626.
Yeah.
I never use the top ones. I'm so much more used to.
No, I'm not. I don't want to use this finger right now.
You know, everybody on the stream can hear you, right?
The one time he has to be muted, and
Right.
Yeah, like the one time he has to be muted and we just hear like Jolly in the background. God damn it, Jolly.
It doesn't look like D&D time is live.
They are live. They should be live.
Take 20 D&D. D&D time, like one word?
Yeah, D-N-D time, one word.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Mhm.
Hold on, I think we can just do raid and then D&D time.
Alright, and we're rating. I don't know when the timer will show up, but everybody else have a wonderful and safe weekend. Take it easy. Wash your hands, wear your face masks, and vaccine your children. I swear to God. Also, 1,000 bits still to see a B-roll of Karim just smoldering
oh
on
my
cam.
fuck. Okay.
I'm never going to. I'm never gonna let that happen. Like I'm gonna let it happen. All right. So everybody have a good time.
All right.
Just wait for the damn raid.
Raid now.